Hello there, Rajesh here again. Today we're going to talk about another very useful trigger in Marketo called visits web page. You may or may not use this trigger so much, but I think for scoring, for basic scoring, or at least one part of scoring, many times web page visits can add some scores, and I have seen that also take some part of scoring points, maybe the very less, but still as such. So it can be essential part of your scoring tactics as such. So let's get at looking at what is visits web page all about. So visits web page is simple. We have. I'm sure you have Marketo landing pages on used on your website, or you might have a CMS website CMS your web team maintains, and they have Munchkin code, Marketo Munchkin code implemented on the your website, corporate website or your product website or event website or whatnot. So all those pages on which Marketo Munchkin code is implemented based on the JavaScript which was given by Marketo, and you can get it in the admin. All those pages are being tracked by Marketo for website visits, and any of your leads come in onto that web page, that visit and the time they spent on and all that information is being tracked in Marketo. Now this allows you to take action on that tracking. So if somebody submits or somebody visits a web page on which there's a Munchkin tracking code is there, you can take action on it, and you can say, hey, you know what, whenever somebody visits a web page, let's say with a given name, let's say unsubscribe. I mean, this is kind of, we don't have a lot of web pages here, it's a development server. But let's say you want to know whenever somebody just visits, not filled a form, just a visit. Let's say this was a very very secret information, or not secret, but very useful information, which indicates that somebody needs to be a customer to be interested in that web information. Let's say you want to know who visited that web page, and maybe just give them 2 points or something because they are interested. The fact that they came in there that means indicates that they were interested in something and can have a score increase for that. In this case, if they visit unsubscribe page, you know what, it's more like a negative interest, but just go with it as an indicator of a web page. We can select a web page, and if they visit, you may want to increase the score or add a source, or not. Actually, this is not a very good thing, but maybe you can do score. Maybe behavior score is +2, something like that. So you add something like a behavior score. You can do add more and whatnot, right? Thing like that you can change. Now, but you say, okay, I mean, you can have a say again. You can have which is not. You can say is not if they visit any form page with which not unsubscribe. That's kind of what you would like to do. You don't want to give them points when they visit unsubscribe, but anything which is not unsubscribe, you want to give them points, let's say. Or does not starts with contain, unsub and all that, or is any. Maybe you don't have unsubscribe in Marketo, but let's assume that. So you can want to give them do something when they visit any web page, nothing like that. So that's kind of the visits web page is. But what if you want, and what are the other things you can do? You can check on for query string. You can check on for client IP address. Let's look at one by one. So now let's go one by one. Now, when they come onto that web page, they might be coming from some other different page. Maybe, and that's referral. Maybe you have one key page which you have in Marketo or in website, but that is linked, or there are incoming links to that page from several, maybe tens or hundreds of web pages, and those are stored in in referral field in Marketo. So maybe your partner website abc.com is sending you that traffic to that web page. You want to know, so you put that in referral value there. Maybe your product page or maybe community page is driving traffic. Maybe that's the one you will have it there. That's the referrer. Maybe sometimes you might have multiple partners sending traffic to that page, but each partner using a partner code or a name of that partner company as a query string, maybe. So partner equal to ABC partner equal to XYZ and so on and so forth. So that's the query string you can kind of use for that to do different actions for different partners. Then client IP address is that which IP address the person used, what was the browsers on the browser machine, what was the IP address, and it can be used, maybe not in nowadays because everybody has cell phones and so multiple computers. But if you know your competing IP addresses, let's say competitors IP addresses, you can put that range here. Not so much useful nowadays, but you can still put that if you need to. The power is there. Browser, which browser they came on, whether it is Chrome, mobile browser, whether it's IE or is it Firefox, you can do that and make a selective decision based on that. Which search engine they came by, did they search in Google, did they search in Bing, or any other search engine, you can actually have that value. And search query. Now when they came from Google, what was the search query they used? When they came from Bing, what was the search query they used? And now Marketo have those hooks to maintain that or capture that search query using that the common HTTP or web protocols. Problem is that sometimes the search engines don't provide that anymore. Google used to provide search query information for this kind of functionality, but for last 1 year or maybe even more, Google has stopped providing that kind of information unless it is a paid search query, as far as my understanding. If it is a generic or actually other way or something, but anyway, don't quote me on that. But this may or may not be reliable information, or you may not always have this information populated. But regardless, the power is there. If there is a data being captured in that, you can actually do that. So that's pretty much about the visiting web pages. Common use cases of that is to kind of organically increase scores or decrease scores if they are visiting undesired pages. Maybe they are going to employee or career pages on your website or job portals. You don't want to treat that web page visit as a serious buyer because they are just living on your web page or for careers all the time. They're interested in a job. They're not. You can't sell them anything most likely. So that's the. And then you also have the date of activity and all that, but that's again being a trigger may not be useful. But so that's kind of the use case of the visits web page. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, comments, if you want me to talk about something else, please let me know in the comments. And please subscribe to the channel because you will get to know more and more about such a simple and components of Marketo, hoping that I can help upcoming Marketo star by helping them out what I know, and that's the hope of this video. If I can help in any way, please feel free to reach me, and hoping to see you at a next Marketo user group, or if you're local to San Diego and California. If not, I will hope to see you in the Marketo Summit. Take care then. Bye.